Hi everyone, I'm Andrew. Ayo. No, I'm not even trying. I'm Andrew. I started dancing in summer 2019 in Vancouver, and I've not looked back since. Been enjoying it, and absolutely love dancing. Not just in KL but all over the world. The first time I learned Rueda was with my instructor in Vancouver. His name is Diego. So, first time learning Rueda, it feels like, it's a little difficult because everything's in Spanish, and you're kind of learning a new dance altogether. But as we, as I got along with learning Rueda, and also finding a community of friends that wanted to meet up every week and practice Rueda and jam and have fun. And later on, during the summer seasons, we also had a couple of other people, specifically Joe, who was organizing Ruedas on Sunday, basically Rueda by the beach or Rueda at the park. So every Sunday we would always meet up, and it'll be like 30 to 40 or sometimes even 50 people in a huge Rueda. He'll have a huge speaker with a wireless headset, and he'll be, we'll cover some new moves together, and then we will just jam. And, just doing all of this and experiencing that, that's what made me fall in love with Rueda. It's super fun, yeah. So when I first came back, I had my expectations were quite low because I didn't know what was, available here. Again, I only discovered dance in the last 5 years. So, I didn't know what was available here. And now that I've seen, we have all styles, or most of the Latin dances are, quite alive and well here. And specifically for Rueda, there are a few schools teaching Rueda here, and which is nice. And at the same time, there were also a few figures here that wanted to make Rueda very similar to what I experienced in Vancouver, which is an outdoorsy Rueda thing where you meet up, you jam, you learn new moves, create a community, and friendship and stuff like that. So with that, long story short, now we have Rueda at the park, and I'm kind of leading that project, and it's been great. I was fortunate enough, my wife and I, we were invited to teach Rueda de Casino, in KL, and so we do that every month, and at the same time, that gave us the opportunity to explore this thing about teaching Rueda. Usually when I teach Rueda de Casino, it's mostly they're mostly one-offs, and I would do that in Rueda at the park, especially when we want to try to get people up to speed with specific moves. So I'll help out and just try to get people, because Rueda is not just a partner dance, it's a group dance. So you are as strong as your weakest link, right? So you want to make sure that everyone's up to speed and everyone's good, and then we can jam together. So having that opportunity or given that opportunity to teach and to do it for free and all, it gave us a lot of experience in and renewed interest and love for Rueda in terms of teaching it, imparting the knowledge, and also spreading this Rueda awareness to our fellow dancers, and even for newcomers as well. Some of the biggest challenges would be teaching a beginner. It can always be a challenge because you're teaching them how to dance for the first time and move. So that can always be a challenge. I feel like every instructor here would probably agree. And also getting new people to visualize Rueda de Casino as in a dance in a circle, because usually when it's a circle thing, it's always one of our childhood games, where we go in a circle and play, or maybe passing the puzzle or something. But nothing okay, we are doing a move together, it's synchronized, all of us must do it at a specific time of a count that is like salsa and all these things. So it's a lot to digest. So I guess getting people to visualize that you're actually doing it in a circle and doing it together, and having that synchronousness with all of us, that's, I think, the big challenge. So Rueda the Park was founded sometime mid to late 2022 by Flo. He no longer is in Malaysia. He has moved to Europe, and as of 2024, early 2024, this year, was when I took over the helm of Rueda de Park. So my wife and I, we kind of like do Rueda de Park. We organize the events and manage the group and do all those things. So in how does it affect the community? I would say, there is definitely a more heightened awareness of Rueda now. I remember the days when I first moved back to KL, and I was at Origin. There was hardly a Rueda being called, and if there was also, it's mostly because a certain set of students are there, and they're all kind of like doing their thing, so which is fun. It's nice to see, but now it's more like I feel whenever there's a Rueda that can be called, it's not just a group of people maybe from the same school or same gang or same group of friends, but it's anyone and everyone is able to join in now. I feel like it's there, and it's also called more often now. And sometimes it's not even called by me, it's called by others as well. So I feel like the awareness is there. Rueda de Park is quite well known within our community, dance community in KL, because we share our our monthly events in the Facebook page that we all know and love so much. So it's awareness is there, and I feel like this Rueda de Park gives people a chance to jam, to do it. Doing it outdoors is also like another added nice little workout, healthy activity. Yeah. And also it's I feel like Rueda is definitely there's a bit of a growth in interest as well. Yes, I feel like a lot of the students and a lot of the Rueda de Park participants, the members, they're asking for more. They're asking for practice sessions. They're asking for this, for that, and it's something that I love it. I wish I was younger and I had a lot more free time and I can do this, at a whim. But nowadays, that life has kicked in. It's like sometimes time is limited, so we have to choose. So, but we try to ensure that we do it once a month. I feel the most rewarding experience thus far right now for Rueda de Casino, teaching Rueda, would be this year's Rueda International Flash Mob. I think this one was probably I would say proudest moment because we did this flash mob last year. Flo planned it. It was great. We had a smaller group. A lot of us, if not all of us, were experienced, so we could do more advanced moves. We could do some fun moves. We did 3 locations. That was last year. This year we did it at the Perdana Botanical Garden, so a very beautiful venue. But this time, a lot of the people that were participating were beginners. So we had to practice, because unlike the last year's one, it was kind of almost like a flash mob, like we were jamming. There wasn't any practice, nothing. So because most of us were experienced Rueda dancers, right? But this one we needed a couple of practice sessions, especially for the ones that just joined. I think we had like 3 or 4 people who never danced before, and they are going for a flash mob, So they are very brave. I'm like, wow. So we had to get them up to speed, because it's like, again, they are doing this crash course. So I did 2 practice sessions. We tried our best to part all the moves. Tell them there's no surprise. We are not tricking you anything. It's only these moves, but we will dance the hell out of these moves for 2 songs, because we recorded twice. Just get everyone up to speed. And then at the day of the event, everyone turned up. Everyone's very excited. They were there on time. They were pumped. They were practicing. They were doing whatever that they needed to do to prep themselves. And then before we started, we had an amazing surprise. The Cuban ambassador to Malaysia and his wife joined us. They were informed that the Rueda International Flash Mob was going on, so they decided to randomly join us, and they joined us in the Rueda, and we did the flash mob, and it was definitely very satisfying. The only expansion is the idea to do probably a more fun, bigger and bigger, better Rueda flash mob for next year. Thinking of I'm gonna withhold more information, but it's we are definitely going to try to up the ante. So for next year, and try to get as many people as we can from a diverse group involved. So we want to try to do that. I think that's the thing that we are looking forward to. In terms of Rueda at the Park, we are going to do this once a month. I'm going to be traveling quite a bit the next few months, but I'll still try my best to get my wife Sherilyn and I to do this once a month. Get them going. We have I dare say we have a core group of people that have been coming every month. So we want to get and they want to they want to upgrade. Every time when I call a new move on the dance floor at a social, they'll be like, Andrew, we don't know this move yet. And it's like, yeah, I'll cover that soon. It's like cover the fundamentals soon. So it's like, okay. So people are wanting to learn, and I see their excitement, and I want to reciprocate that. So I feel like we want to move on and move forward with that. I am a person that has no interest in dancing whatsoever. Okay, I am a person that do not like dancing. Like I would see, so I will watch So You Think You Can Dance. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but they are great dancers. That's it, and it's just entertaining. We were given opportunities to perform. Specifically, I think within our KL group, with under the Mumblicious events, we were given a chance to perform, or at least I was given a chance to perform. So I decided to take that challenge, and we were like one of the first ones to do it as well. So although excited and all, a bit daunting, but we luckily had a very enthusiastic dance partner. So we decided to practice the routine that we already knew and performed before, and go in guns blazing and perform it. And it's salsa as well, so can be one little small mistake, and it's very there's a lot of anxiety there. But I'm now in a dance team called Dulce Pecado, and we have been practicing for the several months now, and we are poised to debut this month. The details will be soon. I'm not gonna throw in any spoilers. But we have a bunch of performances lined up for several festivals, and also a private event, I believe, in December. So we have a lot lots on our shoulders. So we are practicing and working hard on that. So that's the big project right now. My advice for anyone thinking of starting the dance or dancing or wanting to improve or anything related to dancing, right? I want to share a bit of my side of the story. Okay, my experience and my story of getting into dancing is one that is like before summer of 2019. I am a person that has no interest in dancing whatsoever. Okay, I am a person that do not like dancing. Like I would see, so I will watch So You Think You Can Dance. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but they are great dancers. That's it, and it's just entertaining. It's just entertainment. But whether I hold a lot of value into it, or whether I feel like this is a skill that I want to have, zero, no interest whatsoever. Because for my background, I'm basically like a computer nerd, a geek. Most of my friends are nerds. Most of my friends and I, we play computer games. We hang out, watch. I'm a movie buff, computer nerd, like gamer. I still game, but I game much less now because I have a lot of my time taken up with dancing and whatever comes with it, right? So So the reason or why I stumbled into dancing is because of a friend of mine. We play badminton together. Oh yeah, that's another interest of mine. I play badminton usually almost every other week. So badminton in Vancouver, I'll play that twice a week. So he is a dancer for like many years, like 10 years plus. Okay, and avid social dancer. He does the whole 9 yards. So he also loves traveling, and that's a huge passion of mine, traveling. I've been traveling for many years, and so we were discussing about traveling. We're discussing about what we do in travels, what's our next countries, what do we want to do, and stuff like that. Where we want to, what's our goals, so to speak. And then he came up with the idea, like, okay, the way he travels is he will choose a specific country that has a festival that's going on, maybe a salsa or bachata or kizomba festival, and then he will go fly there. He will attend the festival, and then he will stay for 1 or 2 weeks and travel the country and then come back. And then, to me, and so he told me, like, hey Andrew, why don't you just take a few lessons, learn a little bit of dancing, and then we can go travel to a country together and do this, try it out. And to me, that was the thing that sparked my curiosity before I actually got into dancing and trying it out. If I didn't have that, or if I didn't have a friend like this, I probably would be sitting in front of you right now not dancing. With this idea, I got very curious, and I signed up for dance lessons, for salsa lessons at a studio nearby to where I live. And that's where I met Diego Sanchez, my instructor and friend. And I learned from him, and he is a fantastic, a lot of props to him as well. He got me hooked as well. The music, I love salsa music. I've been dancing salsa, bachata, kizomba, cha-cha, merengue, cumbia. Still, my favorite till now is still salsa. The music, the dance, the energy, just everything about the dance is just, gets me hooked. So when I learned that, I got hooked with it. And then we did ended up traveling. The first place that we traveled to was we drove down to Seattle. So from Vancouver to Seattle, it's just a 2-hour drive. They had a festival there in the DoubleTree Hilton. So we drove all the way. We did a weekend trip. We drove down, stayed there, and then we danced the night away. And that one was till 6 a.m. The socials were 6. They had 2 separate rooms, salsa, bachata. So bachata all the way from 12 a.m. because they had performances till about 12-ish, 12 to 6 all the way, and then salsa again 12 to 6. And again, this was the first time I'm going to a festival, huge deal. I was still a fairly beginner dancer. I was only doing level 2 salsa because Diego had 6 levels of salsa classes. I was only in level 2. I danced the hell out of all of the level 2 moves.
I went to a festival.
Yeah, jump into the deep end, and I also, at that time, I only was doing salsa. So to put it into perspective, I only did salsa lessons because for me, dancing was a huge deal. Like a lot of people see me now and they'll be like, oh, you're a good dancer. No, but in the beginning, especially, it was very hard for me. I was very, very bad and I was struggling. But at the same time, because I liked the music and I also liked how people were dancing and looking at them in socials, and I'm like, hey, I want to try to be something like that, And I always told myself, I will never be as good as them. I always said, I will never be as good as them. And, lo and behold, now I can clearly say I'm better than them now. But, it's because of the effort, and it's because of the hours, the passion, the things that you put into that, right? It's with anything that you do.
Clock in the hours.
Yeah, correct. So, but I struggle a lot. But when I went there with my friend Vivek, I danced the hell out of all the things I knew. Bachata, I tried for the first time a few times, but I only learned salsa at that time, no bachata. But bachata, I have tried before in the socials because sometimes you'll sit down for a lot of the times where bachata is being played, and people will usually call you up and say, hey, can you dance? I was like, I don't know how to dance this. But they will try to teach you. So I know a little bit of, just to get by. So, it was my friend that said, let's stay in salsa for a while, then go to bachata. So, all this was new. For me, I didn't even know that there were 2 rooms and, you can move in between them and this. So I went with him to bachata. I sat down there, and then, then I asked someone to dance. I mustered the courage to ask someone to dance. And then, get rejected, get accepted, all these weird, all these weird
for rejections.
all these weird, I'll get to that, yeah. All these weird feelings and experiences, right? Being rejected, being accepted, being this, being smiled at, being frowned at, all these things I have were new, but when I left that place, not only was I exhausted as hell because we left at 6. We left at 6. We crossed the street from Hilton, went to Denny's, had a big huge breakfast, like the bacon, everything, the whole huge platter. And then I don't know how he drove us back, but we went all the way back because we went that same morning itself. But yeah, we drove all the way back to Vancouver, and I was dead. I was like knocked out. But yeah, that was some of the best dances till today. I still have a wonderful memory of that event, because not only were people I danced with made me look so good because of how good they were, but the talent pool, the skills, the dancers there were like, a lot of them, just any other random person that I called to dance with just wowed me, So it's like at that time, yeah. So it was a fantastic experience. Fast forward till today, last year was my record-setting year for festivals. I attended 7 festivals last year. So 2019 1 festival, and now 2023 7. This year I think I'm attending 5. I believe 5, 5, maybe 6, 5. But yeah, a fantastic journey. Mentioned rejection. In terms of are you being rejected, how does it feel, what's that thought process, and I understand when someone would tell me it's hard to be rejected, I can't take rejections, more so if you it doesn't matter your gender. Some people say that it's harder for a male to be rejected than a female, but I feel it works both ways, because nowadays I think ladies now have a lot of power. We're not in the 80s, right, where it's a man's world. It's everybody's world now. So I feel like both men and women getting rejected, both they have a similar weight. You can't really say that a woman getting rejected is easier than a man's. No, they're both they equally suck. At this day and age.
Rejection is a rejection.
Yeah, rejection is rejection. But if this was the 80s, they'll say, if a men cannot be rejected because of their ego. So, but nowadays women have ego too, and men have ego. So, and the thing is, we are kind of almost the same now. We are living in this world where equal opportunity, equal this, equal that. So, equal the rejection as well. In terms of the weight,
Yeah.
So I personally feel I don't think so. It matters if a male is rejecting you, a female is rejecting you, a lead is rejecting you, a follower is rejecting you. It doesn't really matter. A rejection, you can either take it in a positive way, and the positive way would be oh shoot, I got rejected. Okay, that's fine, and it happens. Take it in a constructive way, because in life you will be rejected for many reasons. Rejected for work, rejected for this, for that. It's how you take it constructively, right? So you can learn that, take that as a life lesson. Or you can also take that in another positive angle. Is, I got rejected. Okay, it's maybe because I'm not good. Time for me to improve. Because in the end of the day, dance is a skill. And if you're good at dancing, and if you're really good at it, people will see, they want to dance with you. So it really doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you what you weigh. There's a lot of big ladies and men that dance so well, and just people are lining up to dance with them. So, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's that. And then, I would say a negative way for the rejection is you quit dancing. You quit dancing because you got rejected by somebody. Then you should quit finding a job, or something like that. Because rejection tends to happen, right? And it's part and parcel of our life. So we want to try to take that positively. The way the process of rejection is a human response, right? It's a human response to something that is going on, and it's usually almost always because there's some sort of truth behind it. So the truth can be maybe there is some sort of odor, okay, or maybe there is some sort of behavior that is not very positive that you're exuding, right? Being maybe you're a little creepy, or maybe you're a little you are taking dance in not a very constructive way, but a more like a sensual way, a sexual way. So the intention is there. So all of this, the rejections, there's truth. Or maybe it's just a plain reason of you're not good enough, which is also another reason. I mean, there are a lot of experienced dancers, and you can ask anyone in our community here in KL. You getting rejected by a dancer because you're not good enough, or people are trying to avoid dancing with you because maybe they don't like you or something. So you can take it in a positive way, but usually, in my experience, if they're tired, they will tell you they're tired. They won't say no. They'll tell you tired, maybe later, something. Yeah, sometimes they say tired and then they say later, or if they're going to washroom break, they say later, I'll come find you, something like that. I mean, people's style varies, but the way to process it would be, there's usually some truth behind it. Some people may lie, but I think more often than not, there's some sort of truth. So the way to process this is to discover that truth. Find out why exactly that's the reason. So find out a bit of self-awareness there. And with that self-awareness and with that truth, try to improve on that. Like you have to fix you. Fix the, let's say, the odor. You put some deodorant, you put some Calvin Klein 1 on you, and then next week you go and like 5 girls are asking you to dance, and you'll be like, that was the thing. So it's like you actually took a good life lesson out of it.
Yes.
Who knows? Then after that, it's like that's. You're flying after that. Always some constructiveness towards that. Of course, there may be other influences. Someone could be jealous of you or this or that. Again, all these are normal human behavior. Normal, and every dance scene has got this. It's not just KL has a bunch of stuck-up people and nowhere else in the world has. Nope. In Vancouver, there are people like that. In you can go to London, it's like that. You go to Melbourne, it's because in the end of the day, you're dealing with humans, right? So there's always that. You try to be as genuine as you can. You speak your truth. You do you, and you will attract the people around you. That you want, that you would need, and you would want, and you want to dance with them. They will dance with you. You want to be involved. You want to, people will come to you. If they see that that there's good things going on. Okay, so tips on how to improve dancing. My advice for that would be focus on the footwork first for any sort of dance, because dancing has a lot of layers. It's not just movement, and it's not just weight transfer and all these things. You see, it's weight transfer, it's footwork, it is doing something with your hands, it's leading the girl, leading the follow if you're a male or a lead, making sure the dance is successful, knowing what moves to do. Like, there's just so many things and so many layers to get done with, but the most basic thing or fundamental thing of the is footwork, is to get footwork and weight transfer correct first. And then every other thing will get easier after that. Because again, dancing, for me, I was bad at that. So I needed to fix that first. So I started practicing on my own to do the basic, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, do all these things, count. Don't even focus on musicality, because musicality is like another level. You're going to be doing too much, and then you will realize you're focusing on the music, but you're not stepping properly, and you're this, and you're leading the person, and it's not in the right time. It's just so many things, right? It's like so focus on the footwork first. Focus on what beat are you stepping on, and there's a reason for it. And this, are you on the 1? Are you on the 5? Are you on the 7? Are you on the 6? Really find that out and move purposefully with the footwork. And once that becomes autopilot, then you can move on to the next thing, which is the upper body, the leading, the turns, the spot turn, the spins, and all these things. And then once you are good with that, then you can focus on the next part, which is so on and so forth, the musicality, the styling, and so on and so forth. Peace.